Let's be honest, the shift to distance learning has been a massive, massive undertaking, especially when it comes to supporting our English language learners. It's a whole new world with its own set of challenges, for sure, but also some really amazing opportunities. So today, we're diving into an educator's guide to help navigate this new world and hopefully turn what feels overwhelming into a clear, actionable plan. I love this quote from educator Christina Robertson because it nails the feeling, doesn't it? You're in a completely new environment. You're not quite sure where anything is. You probably miss your old daily routines, and you're trying to figure out how to connect with people when you don't fully speak the language of this new place, the language of new tech, new platforms, and whole new ways of doing things.
And this whole journey is full of contrasts. On one hand, yeah, there's fear, and it can be really hard to connect, and those feelings are absolutely valid. But on the other hand, this new territory offers some incredible opportunities. It's a chance to see learning in a totally new light, to feel that pride when you master new skills, and, believe it or not, to forge even more meaningful connections.
So, let's officially start our journey. And just like any good trip, it all begins with a little bit of planning.
Before you can even think about planning a single lesson, you've got to survey the landscape. That means taking a good, hard look at your needs and, just as importantly, the needs of your students and their families. So, what do you absolutely have to know before you get started? I mean, you wouldn't set off on a huge road trip without a map or at least checking the weather, right? This is no different. This initial assessment, well, this is your map. So what should be on that map? First up, the big one, the tech situation. Do your students actually have devices and reliable Wi-Fi? How do their families want to communicate, and in what language? Then, you got to get real about your top instructional priorities. And hey, what are the approved tech platforms you can even use? Getting these answers is your foundational first step.
All right, with our assessment done and our metaphorical bags packed, we're ready to explore the core teaching strategies that are going to make this journey a success.
This first piece of advice is just golden. Teach only one new thing at a time. Seriously, think about it. You don't want a student struggling to learn a brand new grammar concept while they're also trying to figure out a new video app for the first time. Introduce new technology and new academic content separately. It's all about avoiding that cognitive overload.
In a world that can feel so uncertain, routine is your absolute best friend. When students know the weekly rhythm, like there's a video on Monday, readings on Tuesday, a discussion post on Wednesday, they can focus all their mental energy on learning the content, not on figuring out the logistics. That structure becomes this really comforting and predictable part of their week.
And hey, here's a super practical tip. Keep your videos and any student recordings short. 3 to 5 minutes, that's the sweet spot. It's just long enough to explain a concept, but it's short enough that students can easily rewatch it, practice their listening skills, and feel way more comfortable making their own recordings. Think of scaffolding like training wheels for learning. It provides that temporary support students need to get where they're going. And this 4-step process is a fantastic guide. So step 1, analyze the task for what language it actually demands. Step 2, add visuals, pictures, videos, anything to clarify the meaning. 3, give them text supports, either in their native language or maybe some simplified English. And finally, step 4, use pairs and small groups. Online learning should not mean learning all alone. And why is scaffolding so important? Because this is the ultimate goal. We're asking students who might really rely on in-person supports to suddenly become these independent learners. Scaffolding is the bridge that helps them cross that huge gap.
Okay, we've got our strategies. But how do we make online learning feel less like just ticking boxes on a checklist and more like a real, living community? Well, that brings us to activities and collaboration.
This is the million-dollar question, isn't it? So many teachers miss that daily, spontaneous interaction. But with some intentional planning, we can actually build really vibrant communities online. It's all about creating structured opportunities for students to share their thinking with each other.
Here's a great, really concrete example. It's an activity called Pass the Paper. It's layered, and it starts out super simple. Students just post a word or phrase. Then it builds in complexity as they have to ask and answer questions about each other's posts. This kind of structure guides them through more and more complex language, all while they're building on each other's ideas. It's brilliant.
And hey, let's remember, collaboration isn't just for students. It's an absolute lifeline for educators too. Connecting with your colleagues, sharing resources, even just seeing each other on a video call, it reminds us that we are not alone in this and that we're all figuring this out together.
So as we start to wrap this up, let's zoom out and look at the big picture. What are the core mindsets, the guiding principles that should really anchor everything you do on this journey?
Okay, guiding principle number 1. Keep your focus on the learning, not the tech. It is so easy to get lost in all the cool new apps and the shiny tools, but the technology, that's just the vehicle. Your destination is always what you want your students to learn and be able to do.
And the second guiding principle is to embrace this idea of emergency learning. I love this phrase because it gives everyone, you and your students, permission to be imperfect. You are a learner in this new environment right alongside them. It is totally okay not to have all the answers and to learn as you go. Let's end with this. This moment in education can feel like an impossible problem, right? A little bit like the Apollo 13 mission. But just like that mission, it is an incredible opportunity for creativity, for collaboration, and for bringing our great minds together to do something that seems impossible. With a good team and clear principles, you will absolutely get there.